We begin with some sad news tonight from one of our local dog rescues. On Friday, members of the Hope and Faith Foundation were on their way to Seattle, taking dozens of dogs to find their forever homes when they got into a tragic accident. Thankfully, the people inside survived, but sadly, a couple of their rescues didn't make it. In tonight's top story, Artela Alanis shares the chilling details of the crash and why your help is desperately needed.
So much for your help.
It was supposed to be a trip like many others from Corpus Christi to Washington State. 52 dogs were getting a second chance, 27 of them specifically from the Faith and Hope Foundation.
We find adoptions out of the area to other areas that don't have a dog population like we have.
Misfits saved from death row, on their way to finding their forever homes. But halfway into their trip in Wyoming,
you never think anything like this happens till it happens.
Another car struck the back of the van they were traveling in. The people inside taken to the hospital.
Connie had her head hit and Laura got bruised very bad, and Cammie, thank God, was fine.
Max, a German short-haired pointer, was killed during impact, and another dog, Remy, also did not survive. During the whole ordeal, organizers say the community of Douglas City, Wyoming came to the rescue.
They housed the dogs. They got them on Pilots for Paws this morning to bring them to Seattle, where they're going to be dispersed to the areas that they belong.
You see, the nonprofit relies on donations.
We vet them, we neuter and spay. If they're heartworm positive, we treat them.
And now the foundation needs more help than ever. Their van was completely totaled.
And every one of her kennels were destroyed, so that all of those have to be replaced.
Last year, they transported over 1,000 dogs and hope to continue helping Nan's best friend.
We need fosters to save lives. Fosters and donations.
On ways to foster or donate, head over to our website at KIIITV.com.